looking ahead to next week. What's up, Cass? Let's hear the picks. Let's hear it. What's the records looking like?
Okay.
Chris had a tough week.
Chris
boy.
had a tough week. His
I
only
got
two
what, like,
wins.
two.
His only two wins were Dallas. Yeah, you only got two. Dallas and Detroit.
I almost
Everything
had one.
else-
Goddamn.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Honestly. Shad, you went with Seattle, so you got that loss there, but you also picked the Rams, who pulled out a big win. We didn't really talk about that too much, though.
Mm-hmm.
But the Rams, you picked Houston, and you picked San Francisco to go along with Detroit. Same thing for me. I picked Houston. San Francisco. All of us picked Kansas City over Green Bay. Just fucked us all up there.
I should have picked the Packers. I'd have been caught up, man.
So total scores on the year, I'm in the lead with 41. Chris, you're at 38. Shai, you're at 36.
Hell.
Let's go.
Nah, man. Let's
Okay,
ride.
okay.
Played me, bro. They could have won that game.
That's
I don't
your
know why
fault.
you picked Denver. I don't know
That's
why
your
you
fault.
picked.
I
They
don't know why
almost won.
picked
What you
them.
talking about? They almost won.
That was cap too, but
Yeah, it was.
They
It
almost
was.
won.
So we start with the first game of the week as usual. Probably the ugliest game of the week. The New England Patriots versus the Pittsburgh Steelers, with Mitchell Trubisky starting for the Steelers versus Bailey Zappi on Thursday Night Football, man. Not too much to talk about this game. Both teams, Pittsburgh Steelers, are still trying to fight for their playoff rights, which got, obviously, as Cass mentioned, Kenny Pickett is out, got a lot tougher. Obviously, they had a transition with the OC as well. Right now, they're in the 5 seed. The Patriots haven't been able to score recently at all, really all season.
Yeah.
It's
ugly, boy.
It's
They lock
constant.
up.
What was that stat? 3 straight games where you hold the opponent under 10 points and lose. That's so trash.
That's bad.
You heard Justin Herbert to 6 points, and you can't even score a touchdown. It's very tough.
Oh, man.
You think their fortunes change this week on Thursday Night Football? Who you guys got?
It ain't changing. I got Pittsburgh, even with Mitch Trubisky, who I think is a terrible, terrible quarterback. Terrible backup quarterback to even have behind Kenny Pickett. But I just think this Patriots team is really just like the offense. They're bad, man. It's tough to watch. I don't even want to watch this game, to be honest with you.
It's going to be a tough watch.
I don't want to watch this.
But
I got Pittsburgh. Watch. I think they're at home. Short week. I lean towards the home team, so I'll go Pittsburgh.
Well, luckily we'll talk about it later. But luckily we got the in-season tournament tomorrow, because nobody will watch that damn Thursday game. But I'm gonna go with Pittsburgh. I was gonna go with the Patriots just for the fuck of it, but nah, I can't subject myself to that, because, like you said, Kat, it's just a bad product. Like, you don't want to watch that. Nobody wants to see this.
Yeah, it's
and
bad,
the only reason why I'm
man.
giving Pittsburgh a
Ramondre
shot
Stevenson
because
out now too.
Right, but Trubisky, he okay. He's an okay quarterback, so I'll give him a shot to win.
I'm also gonna rock with the Steelers, but I have no confidence in this one. Najee Harris might miss the game. He might be out for the game, as Cass mentioned. Ramondre Stevenson is out on New England's side. It's gonna be a low scoring game. We might see another 6-0 game. Honestly, but the Patriots are fully looking ahead to next year, so I'm going to go ahead and rock with the Pittsburgh Steelers. And sticking in the division, looking at the Ravens versus the LA Rams. As Cass mentioned, the Rams had a big win against the Cleveland Browns this week, and Joe Flacco's first start back with them. Ooh, actually looked pretty good.
He looked decent.
Puka Nacua got off, but he ended up getting hurt. He ended up coming back still. Cooper Kupp played well. The Baltimore Ravens coming off a bye week. They're in a prime position right now to with Kansas City kind of reeling and having a big game coming up this week. They're in a position to get the 1 seed. So who you guys got this week?
I was gonna lean Rams because they're trending, in the right direction. They're hot right now, but I gotta go Baltimore in this one. They're at home. They have that chance, like you said, and they know they get this win. They control their own fate the rest of the way. And it's a big win to get. So I got Baltimore in this one, but man, the Rams are hot right now though. I will say that, like they're clicking where they need to click. So it's tough, but I'm gonna go Baltimore.
Same. I'm gonna go Baltimore. This is just a statement game for them. Like you said, you can separate yourself. You can go ahead and take that one seed over, and I think they know what's at stake here, so they're gonna go out there and improve it.
I'm also rocking with Baltimore, as you guys might have expected. They're coming off a bye week. I think this ends up being another blowout win for Baltimore. We've seen the Rams get blown out by the Cowboys earlier in the season. The Baltimore is the number 4 defense over the past 6 weeks, and I just think that they continue to roll. Kyle Hamilton, Geno Smith in the back end make plays, and I think we see a big game from Isaiah Likely and Zay Flowers on the offensive end. So I'm rocking with Baltimore, and we'll see if they get the 1 seed at the end of the season.
They better not sell, but it is that Baltimore don't do that shit too. They're playing around with their food.
Yeah.
They end up fucking around losing.
Moving on to the next game, where we're still sticking in division, but we're coming up on a big game between 2 backup quarterbacks that was probably a little bit more exciting at the beginning of the season than what we thought it would be at this point. But in Indianapolis versus the Cincinnati Bengals, it turns out this is kind of a big game. Like, as you mentioned earlier, the Cincinnati Bengals have to win out to get into the playoffs. Right now, the Indianapolis Colts are the 6th seed in the AFC. And they have to continue to win to keep pace. And like we mentioned, they have an opportunity with the Trevor Lawrence injury as possibly jumping the Jags in division. But you guys got Indy versus Cincinnati. Gardner Minshew, Jake Browning.
This is a tough one, man. Honestly, this is a very tough one to pick because you just don't know.
I'm gonna go Bengals. I like what I seen last week from them. The other reason why I'm picking the Bengals is because for whatever reason Gardner Minshew do some crazy shit.
He does.
And I think it's gonna mess y'all up in this game.
He got to stop the mistakes. Like he makes up for him, which is the crazy part about it. So it's just like, okay, you get to dance in the locker room after the game, all that shit. But like, bro, it shouldn't even been in that position. Like, especially in that game on Sunday with Indianapolis, if he didn't talk, I mean, I know it got tipped, but if they didn't take that back for the 2 points, the game would not have won. So it would not, like 100% would not have won the overtime. So it's like, y'all got the win, but
it is what it is.
Yeah. Right.
Live and die by it.
But I'm actually gonna go Indianapolis in this one though. As much as I want to pick Cincinnati, I think Jake Brown kind of comes back to earth a little bit. If he comes out with another 300-yard, 3-touchdown performance, then all right. But I don't think that's going to happen. I think Indianapolis will make enough plays to kind of keep it going. I'm going Indy with this one.
I'm also rocking with Indy. This is actually going to be a sneaky good game between. It's going to come down to Lou Anarumo on Cincinnati's defense versus Shane Steichen with the Colts offense. And Shane Steichen's been killing this year. He really should be at this point probably the coach of the year in my opinion. And I think they keep the ball rolling. Honestly, the Jake Browning, we saw the great game on Monday Night Football, and we also saw as I mentioned last week, where they didn't play as well. Mixed in with those receiver passes, clearly they don't necessarily trust Jake Browning completely, and they were trying to do what they could.
Mm-hmm.
I think that the Colts, the receivers are starting to get hot. Michael Pittman, he's having a fantastic season thus far.
Yeah.
We saw Alec Pierce have his first 100-yard game of his career, and he's been running open for a few games now. It's finally time for Gardner that he let it rip. I think the young cornerbacks for the Colts end up making some plays this week, and the Colts defense ends up making the play to win the game.
It'll be a good game. It should be a good game.
It's gonna be a good one. I mean, with the 2 backup quarterbacks, it's bound to be close either way. So it's gonna be a good one. Another game that's kind of ugly in the NFC South, ATL. The Atlanta Falcons versus the Tampa Bay Bucks. This is because of how the season's gone for both teams. I mean, all these division games matter at this point.
Yep.
And both teams coming off kind of some ugly wins, especially the Falcons with going against the Jets and the drama that they have going on. Tampa Bay, the great Mike Evans continues to make big plays, continues to be a Hall of Fame receiver. Who you guys got this week?
Chris, let's hear it.
I don't
Go
know,
ahead.
man. Cause last time I picked them, that was the last time y'all played was a terrible, terrible game. Shit was ugly from both sides. Either one of y'all could have lost.
There's just a lot of fumbles in that
In
game.
Atlanta.
It was a lot
It
of
is in
fumbles that
Atlanta
game. I
now.
don't know. It's in Atlanta. I'm gonna go with the Falcons.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with the Falcons. I'm gonna go with y'all.
It's
I'm telling you, it's really one of the tougher games to choose from because I mean both of y'all have y'all flaws and like I seen from the last time y'all played, it just wasn't a good game. Like either one of y'all could.
Yeah.
It's gonna be another low scoring game in my opinion. But I did like the fact that y'all were
every game
driving,
we in.
but y'all was driving every time y'all got the ball. I just kept fumbling for whatever reason. I don't know what y'all had going on, but I think y'all gonna come away.
I'm gonna go Atlanta too, of course. I gotta stick with a home team. It's just looking at the stat week to week. I'm like, when we gonna get over 30 points? Only scored over 30 points twice in the 3 years that Arthur Smith has been the head coach of this team, which is an offensive minded coach. That is not good. There's no way to slice that to be like, oh, okay, that's acceptable. Like that's so bad, and
Right.
I don't. It's tough. So I don't think it's gonna be a high scoring game like you said. I think it'll be 20, 24, 17, somewhere in that range, 24, 20. And I think we actually end up pulling it out, making the plays at the end. I think being at home is a big help. We're 3-0 in the division so far. We win this game, we cement a winning record in the division, which will, we win this game, we probably pretty much win the division. I mean, it'll be really hard to lose it at this point. So that's, I think they realize that as well. So I think that's why they go out strong for this one and get a big dub.
I'm also rocking with the Falcons. Unfortunately, two not very good teams, but the Tampa Bay Bucks are just not very good defensively at all.
Yeah.
And I just think that ultimately the Falcons overcome that. Bijan has a big game. Hopefully, we don't know. Maybe he won't be used this week.
You never know.
This is a side question, but say y'all win and y'all win in division, does this save his job, or you think he's still gone?
Honestly,
a good organization kicks him out regardless, but we'll see what that'll be the determination.
That's a good organization.
It's a good organization.
I'm just being honest.
It's tough, man. He shouldn't, but I think he will. I mean, the reports that I've seen have, supported that he's going to be here going forward, but we'll see. You never know. But
it just seems like putting yourself in QB purgatory is not the best idea, but we'll see.
I don't even know why he would want that, but I mean,
So down to the last two, the two biggest games of the week, man. The two biggest games of the week. One that's seemingly losing its luster by the week. Buffalo Bills versus the Kansas City Chiefs. In Arrowhead, the top two quarterbacks in the league going against each other again. We've seen plenty classics between them over the past couple years, man. The Buffalo Bills are reeling. The Kansas City Chiefs are reeling. Both need the game for their season. It probably ends Buffalo's season. And, it's not the Kansas City Chiefs will get into the playoffs, but I think this game pretty much ends their season as well because I believe they will be a first round exit if they do not get the
first round back.
The 1 seed.
Mm-hmm.
So, Buffalo versus Kansas City, man. Who y'all got?
Let's go Buffalo.
Shit, you picking
I'm
Buffalo?
gonna take the Buffalo Bills. I agree with what you're saying, but Buffalo Bills definitely they need this like no other game. They pretty much they're in a situation where they have to win out. They can't afford to lose another game. Now, if they would have beat us, then I would say, okay, they could afford one more. But I mean, them coming off a bye, just losing it to us and having the opportunity in front of them to win out and still make the playoffs, I think they're gonna make a statement. I think they're gonna show like, we still can do something out here. So I'm gonna go with Buffalo.
I got Buffalo as well, man. I feel really strongly about this pick too. Honestly, they're coming off a bye. They know what's in front of them. Kansas City they just don't look. They're not clicking. They're not clicking this year, and it's not their year. It's not their year, and it's as simple as that. They lose this game, they're probably down to third or fourth seed going to the playoffs. Of course, they'll still win the division easily. But yeah, it's rough for them this season. And I think Buffalo comes out and puts a strong message. I think they're still fighting for something. So Buffalo.
By the way, this is an indictment on Brandon Staley because Kansas City been having a bad year and they playing like shit. But go ahead.
This was the season I picked the Chargers to win this division. They weren't fucking around like they were. This will be easy for it. It should be easy for the Chargers, but it is what it is.
I definitely did pick the Chargers, and it's a little disappointing that at this point in the season they're not where they're supposed to be. But I'm also rocking with the Buffalo Bills.
You going Buffalo?
I think the Buffalo Bills are going to beat them handily.
You about to say wax that ass?
Really. Over the past, earlier in the year, earlier in an earlier podcast, I had mentioned that this Kansas City Chiefs team is a lot like what the last year of Brady's time with New England. And in week 13 and week 14 in that season, they lost back-to-back games. I think that we see that again right here. They lose back-to-back games. Over the past 6 weeks, the Kansas City Chiefs defense, who has kind of been their driving force, is 20th in the league. And they've been 16th on offense. While Buffalo hasn't been necessarily great, they're right around that 20 range at 21, right below the Kansas City Chiefs. Their offense has been top 6. So I think that Buffalo, they were licking their chops over the bye week, and I think they get after the Kansas City Chiefs in Arrowhead. I think it starts off slow, kind of feeling each other out, and then Buffalo just starts landing punches. And it's going to look a lot like the Eagles game, except the Kansas City Chiefs will not come back, in my opinion.
Okay. All right.
So I think that they win handily, and I guess we're going all Buffalo. We're going to have a lot of questions about the Kansas City Chiefs after this week.
Yep.
But back again, Chris. Biggest game of the week, man.
The
Dallas Cowboys versus the Philadelphia Eagles on Sunday Night Football. The MVP, Dak Prescott, they say, versus the reeling Eagles, they say. What's going on, man? Who you got?
Man, you know who I got, man. Go ahead, Kat. Go ahead, Kat. I'm going to say my pick because I might switch it up.
You're right. You ain't switching shit up. No, I'm gonna go. This is a tough one. I've been thinking about this one. If Dallas wins this, they're in a good position. Eagles do have a easier schedule throughout the rest of the season, but they are in a good position to have a chance to win a division, which is huge. But selfishly, I like to face Dallas in the wild card round rather than the Eagles. So I'm gonna go Eagles. I'm gonna go Eagles, and I think this will actually be a close game, though. I don't think it'll be a blowout either way. I think Dallas gets out early, and the Eagles do come back, come up huge, make big plays. I'm gonna go Philly.
Okay, I'm also gonna go with Philly. I think that they win in a 3-point game. Similar to the last game, I do think that this is the game that Jalen Hurts and the Philadelphia Eagles offense has a good game. As I mentioned, Dallas's defense hasn't been good. I mean, they've been great against the poo teams. Obviously, they haven't played as well against the better teams. And I think that the Seattle Seahawks kind of exposed something last week. And obviously, the Eagles defense hasn't been great. I think they've been the second worst over the past 6 weeks in the league. And we already know what they are. They are what they are. They do what they do. I mean, it is what it is. They're getting Dallas Goedert back this week. He was a full participant in practice this week, bearing anything, any mishaps or anything like that. We did see as well, this is some news that we didn't talk about. We did see that Shaq Leonard decided to go with the Philadelphia Eagles over the Dallas Cowboys this week. And finally, one thing that we didn't mention is that the Dallas Cowboys head coach, Mike McCarthy, just recently had a surgery on his appendix, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. And they say he's going to return to coach on Sunday. I do not think that's that likely at this point, given that he had surgery today, but we shall see. I think that the Philadelphia Eagles, will, like I said, will go ahead and get the dub. And I will say, if Shaq plays, is that we don't know for 100%. Much like last year, I think T.Y. Hilton made a big play for the Cowboys against the Eagles last year, and that was the biggest play of the game. I think we get a Shaq punch out this week if he gets it,
Oh, okay.
and that's the game changer.
Okay. Christian.
Yeah, man, I'm going with the Eagles. Not only we were missing another linebacker. Not saying that it would make a total difference, but Christian Evans wouldn't even been in the game, and that shit wouldn't have looked just like that. But I'm looking for us to make a statement. Offensively, like you said, I think we're gonna put up some. We're gonna put up some points. I mean, like I said last game, I liked how we came out. We came out driving down the field. Both our first two drives, we just could not punch it in. We could not punch it into the end zone. But I'm looking. I believe our offense is going to get it right this week. I think we're going to show what we really can do on offense. I'm just looking for the defense to actually play together. Last week they look non-interested in tackling, so I'm looking for us to have a little bit of interest, just a tad bit. But
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be a close game. I don't think it's a blowout, but I think we finally get the boogeyman off our shoulders, because the narrative is we cannot beat Dallas. We cannot beat Dallas in Dallas. So I think we're gonna make a statement.
They're a good home team.
But I would say Dallas is more desperate for the win, because even if we do lose, we will be tied in the division, split the division record. But if we win out, we would have better common opponent wins than they would, since they lost to the Cardinals.
And another thing is that one of the things that I failed to mention about the Bengals game is typically when we see a team have a big game, we see a drop off, and vice versa. When they have a bad game, we kind of see a team's bounce back. I think we see Dallas had a big game this past week, even though they get the extra days of rest. So you could probably see them coming back down to earth a little bit, and the Eagles obviously getting drubbed. They want to get that stench off.
Stank off us, boy.
Yeah. Get that stench off. So we're all going Eagles, all going Buffalo, man. Come on now.
Yeah, I know. We're all going Atlanta.
Wait,
all
what
going
was the
Pittsburgh,
record
all
last
going
week?
Baltimore.
What was Shad record now?
36.
He went 4-2.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I meant
36.
like total.
Total, yeah, he got 36.
Nigga trying to catch up, bro. Hell no.
Slowly but surely, but yeah, looking forward to another great week. Starting tomorrow with the Patriots versus the Steelers.